Assalamu alaikum, dear brothers and sisters. Today I want to share with you a real story, one that I believe touch your heart and inshallah bring hope to anyone going through difficult times. This is the story of a widow and a mother of two young children whose life was turned upside down when her husband passed away, but through faith, patience and trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, her life began to change in ways she never imagined. Imagine her life turned upside down the day her husband passed away. Suddenly, she became a widow with two young children and was found with many difficulties to overcome. Nights were lonely, with nothing but her fears to keep her company. She felt lost, wondering how she could possibly carry on and take care of her children in this new reality. The days felt endless, filled with worry about how to make ends meet and provide her family. But even in her darkest moment, something inside her wouldn't let her give up. She began turning to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala more than she ever had before. At first, it was just desperate prayers whispered through tears. But over time, these moments of supplication became a regular part of her day, and one night, after putting her children to bed, she opened the Quran and came across Surah al-Baqarah. She had heard about the benefits of this powerful chapter, but had never really committed to reading it regularly. That night, she decided to make a change. She began reciting Surah Al-Baqarah every day, praying for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protection and blessing. As the day turned into weeks, she started to feel a shift in her life. The heavy burden on her heart began to lift little by little. She also started incorporating istighfar, seeking forgiveness, into her daily routine. She would sit quietly after prayers, repeatedly asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for forgiveness. Even when she was cooking, doing groceries, working or outside, it became second nature to her. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Whoever make astaghfar regularly, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will provide for him a way out of every difficulty, relief from every worry, and sustenance from sources he could never imagine." These simple acts of faith, reciting Surah Al-Baqarah and regularly making astaghfar, became a source of incredible strength for her. She turned to Allah. The more peace she felt, problems that once seemed insurmountable began to resolve in ways she had not expected. But despite the challenges she still faced, she began to feel a sense of calm and hope she had not felt in a long time. She noticed significant changes in her life. Suddenly, people she barely knew offered to her with her grocery and her kids, saying that they felt compelled to assist her. Subhanallah. Another time, she received envelope with money left anonymously. She knew these were not just coincidence. They were blessings answered to her silent prayers. This newfound support did not stop her from seeking ways to provide for her family. She knew she needed to take action, so she started searching for ways to earn an income from home. She made dua, asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to guide her to something halal and suitable. Soon a friend reached out to help. This friend assisted her in setting up an online business so she could work from home while being with her kids. The business became successful, mashallah, by the grace of Allah. As she continued to recite Surah Al Baqarah and make astaghfar, her life began to change further. The anxiety that once consumed her heart started to fade. Her children became more settled and content, and her relationship with them grew stronger. She also experienced a sense of community she had not felt before. She connected with other women who shared similar stories. Together, they supported one another, sharing advice and offering comfort during tough times. One day, as she was reciting Surah Al Baqarah and other verses of the Quran, she came across a verse that had a profound impact on her. So, verily, with the hardship, there is a relief. These words echoed in her heart, reminding her that every trial is temporary and that Allah promised relief after hardship. This verse became a source of hope that she held on to tightly. Her journey was not without its difficulties, but with every step she took towards Allah, she felt His guidance and support. The combination of reciting Surah Al Baqarah, making astaghfar, and trusting in Allah's wisdom brought her peace and blessings she never imagined possible. To every woman listening to her story, she would say, never give up on the mercy of Allah, no matter how dark things may seem. Always turn to Him in prayers, seek forgiveness, and trust in His plan. With hardship come ease, and Allah's blessing often arrive in ways you least expect.